service on the battlefield and beyond. 3 Bravo.
What is going on, everybody? I'm Liam Cogan. This is the 3 Bravo podcast, and today I'm going to be doing a VRE short barrel shotgun breakdown of something I think people need to understand a little bit better. So, here is some backdoor access to Vocational Rehab and Employment, VRE, Chapter 33 benefits. I've actually just gotten a message right before I turned the lights on about this because there's a lot of things that go into VRE because you have to get approval. GI Bill is different because you just get the GI Bill. You served, so you get the GI Bill. But with VRE, you actually have to apply for it. There are rules to play by. There's a counselor that you have to meet with if you want to change your program and change your plan. So rule number 1 with VRE, before we go into any of this backdoor access stuff, is that you have a plan. You give that plan to your VRC, so your VRE counselor, and you let them know exactly why you need the education you need and what it's going to get you. So it has to culminate in, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I needed an MBA to understand how to run a business. Boom. That's it. Full scope of plan. Now, it gets more and more difficult with the more specific your degree plan needs to be, the left and right lateral limits. So to jump in on the question that I just got on Instagram 4 minutes ago, if you are taking classes and your degree plan is not offering enough, so this is really with a master's, you don't have to take as many classes, generally speaking, 3 or 2 classes a semester. So you can almost always get 2 in summer or whatever. But if your degree plan at your school isn't offering you enough classes to take to get full-time, to get full BAH, which is super important. It's not just like a good deal. It's how you get onto your feet after military service. If you can't get that full BAH because they're not offering you a full degree plan, what you'll need to do is you'll need to put together a PowerPoint of some sort. First of all, you'll need to talk to your school administration and say, I can't get the full benefit that I am entitled to because I'm not offered enough classes for my degree plan at your school. And what you'll need to do after that is basically build out a reason why you should be able to take an elective of some sort and talk to them about why it's important, why you need to take an elective class. They're still going to get paid. They put it on the schedule for you, and then your VRC can sign off on it. Now, that's like a step 1 before you even need to go to your VRC. However, step 2 would be you build out a degree plan for an undergrad in something a second degree plan that works with your degree. You can do a lot of crazy stuff when you're talking to your school. You can create a degree path, like a degree plan. Like you could be taking some science classes and some history classes, and you could combine them into something relevant to your career, and you can talk to your administrators and you can tell them why this makes the most sense for you and why you need this plan for you to get this career and why you're doing what you're doing and why you're excited about it. And you have to present that to your school. And if it's presented to your school, then you get them to sign off on it. Then you talk to your VRC and you give them the same pitch, and they should align. There's a very good chance they will. But that's kind of how you use this system in a way in which you can combine things, change how your degree works. You really can get 2 degrees at once. So technically, usually with VRE is they're going to want you to get 1 degree and tell you exactly why you need it for your expected career path. However, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Like with this girl, she needs more class hours so she can get her full BAH. So there's a very good reason why she should potentially look at getting a second degree or combining and changing the scope and field of the degree plan to further match the intended outcome, the intended career path. You can do things like that at a school. You just have to talk to your administrators, talk to your professors, and you can get it done. So the backdoor access side of VRE is not only that, yes, you can work with VRE, work with your VRC, so your counselor for VRE. You can work with your school to change the very essence of what you're doing to perfectly fit your your plan for life. But you can also use your VRC. You can use VRE to get necessities for the life that you plan on living. Like if you plan on taking some kind of wild photography, right? Like high tech nature photography. Generally, the most expensive camera elements come if you're doing like nature photography, like high speed motion, high distance, high fidelity on like really unique looking photos. And you need like these big camera lenses, and you can't afford them, but you need them to start the career that you plan on starting to make, not only make you happy, help you kind of solve the issue of having issues with your mental health and your fiscal health, but also bringing you into society in a smooth manner and fashion. And that's what this whole thing is for. That's what VRE is for. So you spiel that to your VRC, and they will give you lenses. Okay, they will give you laptops if you don't have one. They will give you storage for your laptop if you need it. If you're going to go, you want to be in the FBI and you need a suit for your interviews, guess what? They will give you a suit. Okay, there's a lot you can do with this. You can get travel squared away. You can get babysitter squared away. Who knows what else, right? But you can ask your VRC, because I need a babysitter for these interviews, or I need this for this. I need this for my school days, right? Like I can't just, I'm a single parent. I can't watch my kid and go to school so I can get a job so I can just live, right? You served in the military. You got access to this benefit. Don't question the lengths and limits of the benefit. Just understand what they are and use them. Use them for yourself. So understanding that bit of backdoor access. Now understand this too. With 6 months after your career or your degree plan is over, for 6 months, you have access to full BAH continued while you find employment. Talk to your counselor and make sure you continue getting that BAH while you find that job. Okay? Talk to them about it. Make sure you get it. And then the last thing, and this is something that I still have to tell the girl that I was talking to on Instagram before this, and a few people that I talked to in the previous week, but you need to understand how to manage a no. So when you go to apply for the VRE benefit and or you go to change your VRE benefit, you have to learn how to manage a no. Every counselor is going to be different. Everyone's having a different day, and everyone's going to react to your plan differently. They might not understand the way you're describing it as well. So what you do is you build a little 5-page PowerPoint slide. You put all the detail in it you can. You make it look nice, and you understand exactly what you're asking for. I need 2 degrees so I can get this. I can access this one specific job. I'll give you a specific example from a guy I was talking to a few days ago, where if you wanted to, I don't know, open up a very cool, I guess you would call it a retreat that's focused on healing through creating dishes of natural game foods, naturally harvested and restoratively, or whatever the word is for it, in the backwoods of Montana, and you want to create this couples retreat where they can understand and find peace, you need to not only figure out how to cook professionally, but you also need to know how to manage a business. And a lot of the time, if you were going to approach the VRE and say, or your VRC, same thing in a way there, but if you're going to approach them and say, hey, I need 2 degrees so I can do this dream of mine, you have to make reason to it. And sometimes that even goes into, hey, go approach the culinary arts professor at the school, send them an email and say, hey, this is what I plan on doing. Do you think it would be very valid for me to request that I be able to get some degree of business degree along with this, or some entrepreneurial focused certification along with this? And they'll very likely say yes. Because if you are going to open a business, cooking isn't going to be the only part of it. You're actually going to have to know how to run the books and run the numbers. So do the work. And when you do the work, present the best pitch possible. And that pitch needs to highlight that everything you are doing is so you can get that job, find peace in your mental state, and be financially secure enough to go on and live your life. Okay? Now, the backside of this, the backdoor access little trick to this, is that if they say they don't agree after you give your presentation, say, I'd like to speak to a manager. This is how you handle a no at the VRE. I'd like to speak to a manager. You speak to someone else and you pitch it to them. If they still don't like it, which is potentially true, who knows what product you're putting together? I don't. But if you put something good together and it gets denied twice, then you go into a supplemental claim and you come back for action and you don't take no for an answer and you say, I need this. Show them that you're passionate, show them that you care, and show them that you truly do believe in this plan's success. That is the backdoor access to VRE. I'm Liam Kogan. This was 3 Bravo. Short barrel rundown of a veteran's benefit. I'll see y'all later. Peace.